Hello and welcome to another Broadway Family Karate video tutorial. We are in week 4 of our spring term. We'll be looking at our honors material for our A-Day. Shoyut, Gine. Tenets of Taekwondo begin. Courtesy, humility, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit. Gine. Okay, now that we're bowed in, let's go ahead and take a look at some of our material today for our warm-ups. We'll be looking at a few more techniques out of pattern Dosan. Let's have everybody go right leg out in front. We're going to look at the high block. Now this is a review for some of you guys, but we want to make sure some of our newer honor students have this technique down. So we are right foot in front. We want to chamber our back hand across our body, our left hand across our body, and our right hand in at our hip. Now we're actually going to do the high block in 2 steps. First step, we're going to take our blocking hand, our right hand, and we're going to bring that across our body, and then we're going to bring the block up. Okay, so we definitely want to do this in two steps. We don't want to come straight from the hip into the up position because our blocking hand is not far enough over to protect us. Okay? If we bring that all the way across our body and then bring it up, we know that's going to protect us. So we've got our left hand across our right hand, which is doing the block in at our hip. We're going to go across and up. Okay, one more time. Across and up. A nice angle on that blocking hand. You don't want it straight across. Good angle. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch feet, so we're going to have our left foot in front. Okay, we're going to start chamber with our right hand across, left hand in our hip. Same thing, we bring that blocking arm across our body, and then up to the block position. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay. Next thing we're going to look at is a new stance. The horse stance, the sitting stance. A lot of you guys know this. Some of our newer honor students may not have seen this. And for you guys that have seen this, you just probably need a little practice on this. For our horse stance, we're going to go ahead and start in our chin V position. We want to go ahead and take our right foot, step out so you're a little bit further than shoulder width apart, and you want to get those knees bent. It should look like you're sitting on the back of an invisible horse, as Mr. Booker says. If your feet are straight up and it's a really comfortable stance, you're not doing it correctly. You want to put some bend in those knees. You should feel it working right here. I just take my hands and just chamber right into my hips. So we're just going to start feet together, and then we're just going to step out with our right foot down into that horse stance. Okay. And go. Good. And go. Okay, and the last technique we're going to look at, we're going to do this technique out of the horse stance. So we're going to go ahead, we'll stay here for a couple minutes. So we're going to look at the horizontal knife hand strike. Now for the knife hand strike, your hand position, fingers tight together, thumb in. I put just a little, pull down my fingers just a little bit to tense up my striking surface. This is the part of the hand you would be striking with. We want to go ahead, we're going to do a left hand. So I'm going to chamber my left hand on top. I'm going to look to my left. and I'm going to strike. These are middle section knife hand strikes. So we want to make sure they're going into the body. So since I'm already in a horse stance, I want to keep these strikes right about there. Okay? I'm going to bring the hand in, I'm going to look to the left, even do a little twist of the hips, and then a strike. I'll let you guys come out of your horse stance for a second, then we're going to practice some of those on each side. I'm going to keep the fingers tight together, tense. We're not going to be striking anything with the knife hand today, but you just want to keep that tension on it, fingers tight together, fingers curl down just a little bit. So when we do this, either as a board break or as a striking drill on a target, that your hand is in the proper position. So let's go ahead and get back down to that horse stance. Feet wide, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Knees bent. Okay. Left hand on top, over your shoulder. Got to look to the left, a little twist back, and a strike. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Stand up for just a second. Okay. Back there on your horse stance. So it's a long enough break. Okay. Right hand. Good hand position. Put that on your shoulder. We'll look to our right. And a little twist. And 1. This middle section. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. Okay. So our warm-ups. Let's go ahead and do a quick stretch. Let's go over to your right. And switch sides. Hands on hips. Gently over backwards. Reach towards the ceiling. And down towards the floor. Okay. So long reaches across your body. At an angle towards the ceiling. Link your fingers, palms out of the way. In, and push up. Good. That's ready. Shoot. Okay, the first thing we're going to look at in our lesson today is our pattern Do Song. We are still naming techniques. We will be completing the last section of Do Song today, so we will see the entire pattern today. We'll be naming the techniques. We're going to do this a little bit differently today. We're going to do the first one, naming techniques. I'm going to name them with you guys. We're going to go towards the camera. The second time, I'm going to go off to the side. And the third time, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to have you guys name the techniques. So I get a break naming the techniques, and you guys get a practice. Okay? If you have problems on the third time, don't quite know all the names to them, just go ahead, rewind a little bit, go over them a few more times, just keep your practice. Okay? So everybody go ahead and face me. Okay, so Do Song, naming techniques. Okay? Name them all together. And again. Outer forearm block, reverse punch. Outer forearm block, reverse punch. Double knife hand block. Spear hand middle, break. Backfist strike. Backfist strike. Outer forearm block. Reverse punch. outer forearm block, reverse punch, wedging block, front snap kick, lunge punch, reverse punch, wedging block, front snap kick, lunge punch, reverse punch. This is the final section that you've not seen. So we're basically going to come from this on the angle where we finish this section, and we're going to go straight to the back into a front stance, high block, high block. I'll go over my left shoulder. Sit down into that horse stance. Horizontal knife hand strike. Keep that about midsection. The other, step out. Horizontal knife hand strike. Okay, that is Do-san. Front to the end. We're going to work that again, and I'm going to name the techniques with you guys. We're going to go ahead and do this off to the side, give you a little better angle to see. It's a little difficult with me coming straight towards you guys. That's not the way you normally see the pattern worked. Off to the side, maybe a little bit easier for you guys to follow this. Do you remember when we're testing for our first strike, which we will be doing in the next few weeks, all you will be tested on will be the names of the techniques. You don't have to have the entire pattern memorized, just the names. Right, face me. Okay, one more time, Do-san. Naming techniques. Okay, and Do-san, and again. Outer forearm block, reverse punch. Outer forearm block, reverse punch, double knife hand block, spear hand middle, break. Backfist strike, backfist strike, outer forearm block, reverse punch, outer forearm block, reverse punch, wedging block, front snap kick, lunge punch, reverse punch, wedging block, front snap kick, lunge punch, reverse punch, high block, horizontal knife hand strike, horizontal knife hand strike. Very good. Okay. We're going to run through this one more time. I am not going to say anything. I want you guys at home to name the techniques nice and loud. So, Junbi. Okay. Do-san. Not going to say anything this time. Okay. And begin. Good. Excellent. Okay, you guys need some more practice on that. Rewind it, go ahead and go through Do-san 3 more times. Okay, next thing we're going to look at is that formal back fist that we looked at last week. We're going to work this a little bit into a floor drill. Then we're going to work it on the target. Then we're going to go and use it in our free sparring lesson in a few minutes. So we're going to go ahead, let's start stationary, just make sure everybody remembers the technique. Let's go. Right leg out in front, fists, right hand on top. Okay. Back fist strike. We'll twist your hips and strike, strike, strike. So switch feet. Left foot in front, left hand, chamber on top, little twist, back fist strike, and 2, and 3. Just so you guys remember, nice tight fist. You want a little bend to the elbow. You don't want your arms straight. Okay, this is a pretty close-in technique. We're going to go and work this with a step. Now we don't have a whole lot of space here, so what we're going to do, we're going to do 3 steps forward with 3 strikes, 3 steps back with 3 strikes. So let's go ahead, start with our right leg in front, but we're going to chamber our left hand on top, because I'm going to step into a front stance with my left leg in front. So I'm going to step forward, and remember to get a good C-step so I get into a good front stance and strike. Okay, chamber the other hand on top, and step through, strike, step through, strike. Now we're going to be stepping back. So we're going to switch hands again. Other hand on top, we're going to step back with that C-step, strike, step, strike, strike. And we're going to move forward. Same thing. So left hand on top, we're going to step forward, left, and then right, and then left. Step back, right, left, right. One more time, and go, 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 and back, go, go, and go. Excellent. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead, work this on a target. Now we're going to be using one of our oval shields today. What we want to practice on, not power, we really want to work on technique and placement of the strike. So let's go ahead and get a target. Just go. Okay, he's going to go ahead and hold that to the side. I'm going to start with my left leg in front. The other way. You got it right. Okay? Now instead of just blindly flailing my back fist out, I am going to find a place, a very exact place on the shield that I want to place my back fist. Now just like with a regular punch, we want to use the 2 big knuckles. That's what we want to strike with. So I'm going to do the little T right there in the middle of center. This one has that about head high. I've got my right leg out in front, so I'm going to go ahead and start back with my right hand. A little twist, not worry too much about power. I want to get really good technique, and I want to really focus on finding that target. Okay? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. We'll switch feet. Okay. Start off slow. You're doing a really good job with the accuracy. Let's go and switch sides so you can see. You're doing a really good putting it on target. Go ahead and add a little bit of power. But make sure you get your accuracy down first before you worry about the power. So left leg in front, left hand, little twist. Find your target. Right there. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very good. Thanks, sir. Okay. Backfist strike. I'm going to take a quick look at the backfist strike as part of our sparring combination. Now we looked at the double backfist strike last week. We're going to add a technique in. Well, let's go ahead and do a quick review. So let's go back into our sparring stance. Right leg out in front. Good sparring guard. Okay. That front hand probably needs to be out a little bit further than you think it needs to be. It's probably in really close, like you're boxing or not boxing. Okay, we want to extend that arm out a little bit. Your backhand just needs to be across your body. Now, what we looked at last week was the double back fist. This is a head-high target. So imagine your partner's wearing a helmet. I like to aim for those two little padded parts where the ears are. Those are a really good place to put your back fist. So I'm going to go ahead and imagine I'm going to shuffle forward, and I'm going to 1, 2, and I'm going to shuffle back. So let's just go ahead and work just the back fist portion a few times. So shuffle in, 1, 2, shuffle back. Remember, this is a free sparring technique, so we're not adding a lot of power. I want it nice, quick, controlled. Back out. And go. Good. And go. Good. Let's add the third technique, which is going to be a reverse punch. So what we're doing with this technique, we're pulling their guard up nice and high with those back fists, pulling everything up high. I like to just keep it up there. I kind of keep their arm occupied. And then I'm going to go ahead and slip that reverse punch in underneath, trying to get that into the body. Right? Nice and quick. 1, 2, 3. And then back out. So let's go ahead and work this right side forward a few times. So slide in, back fist, reverse punch. Back out. Go. Go. And go. One switch feet. Left side in front. Good guard position. Okay. Just shuffle forward. Just do a couple of back fists. 1, 2. Back out. Go. Go. Good. And go. Good. Throw that reverse punch in. So 1, 2, keep their guard occupied, reverse punch underneath. Okay. And go. Go. And go. Excellent. Okay. Yay. Okay. We're going to go ahead and work this sparring combination on targets. We're going to do some stationary. Then we're going to move around just a little bit. So, Mr. Discord, have you in? Sir. Yeah. Okay. We're using targets. A lot of times, most of the time, in normal class, in normal times, we would throw our hand pads on, throw our headgear on, and we would just work this on each other. Okay? We're using targets so we don't have to make contact with each other. So basically what he's going to do, we're going to start stationary. I'm going to start right side forward. He's going to bring that sword up, just hold it stationary, a little bit higher. So I can, and I'm basically just going to back fist. No, we can stay stationary. We'll do a series of stations, then we'll move around. Okay? So 1, 2, and then hold that shield up, the sword up a little bit more vertical. There you go, so I can get in close enough to the reverse. Okay? This is the side of Mr. Disciplin's head. Okay? 1, 2. I'm holding his guard up high. Slip that reverse punch underneath. A little bit higher. Not quite your head high, but yeah, you're not there. Okay? Now we're going to start about a shuffle back. So I'm going to shuffle in. 1, 2. And then reverse punch. Okay? And go. Good. Go. And go. Good sides. Okay. Switch everything around also. Okay. Keep the back fist nice and high. You want them at the head level. This works really good with Mr. Disselborn because he has to bring his guard really high up to defend. That opens up that area underneath. Okay, so I'm going to shut the distance. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to come in. 1, 2, and reverse punch. Okay, and go. 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 And go. Very good. Thank you, sir. Stay here. We'll move. We'll do a little movement drill. Okay, so we're going to work this with some movement. We're going to try really hard to stay in frame. We're going to move around a little bit. Basically what we're going to do is Mr. Discoin's going to keep his sword down. When he brings it up, I will shuffle in this back fist, reverse punch. He will drop it. We'll move around a little bit when he raises it. Just like that. So, with your partner, keep it nice and slow. We want to work this technique. Okay? Don't want to go fast. You don't have to hit the targets hard. Remember, we're free sparring. Okay, so let's go ahead and have everybody start right foot in front. Okay, so move with your partner. Okay, let me switch feet. Let's go left foot in front. We'll work this a few more times on this side. Same thing. Once he brings the sword up, and back fist, reverse punch. Sorry, there you go. One more time. Reverse punch. Thank you, sir. Excellent. Okay. Use your back fist. Pull your partner's guard up. Use that reverse punch to go underneath. Okay? Try to keep it low. Okay? You got their guard up high. I try to put that reverse punch above the belt, but pretty close. Okay? Not somewhere you probably strike in self-defense, but a really good lower target with that reverse punch. Very good. Okay. That is our material for today. Let's do a quick review. We looked at moving that around. That's more work that I've done in a while. We looked at the very end of Do-san. We looked at both the horse stance, sitting stance, with the knife hand strike. Also, a very nice board breaking technique. So keep that in mind. Advanced honor students, if you guys want a little more of a challenge when things get a little more normal and we start breaking boards. We looked at all the techniques in Do-san from beginning to end. We worked a little bit more with that formal back fist on a target and as a floor drill. And we also looked at the back fist reverse punch combination for free sparring. The back fist is a very versatile technique. Practice. Okay? B-Day material for honors will come out later on this week. Face me. Me. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bow out. Shoryut, Gine. Student oath, begin. I pledge to be a champion of freedom and justice. I pledge to observe the tenets of Taekwondo. I pledge to respect my instructors and my fellow students. I pledge never to misuse Taekwondo. I pledge to build a more peaceful world. Gine. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Gine.